So the 3 volumes, which 2 of them are doubled. They're 2 fascicles each, so it looks like 5 volumes sitting on your shelf. It represents the entire Judean desert find of texts that are Hebrew, Aramaic, Nabatean. This concordance also contains Nabatean and Greek. In 2008, we began what we thought was going to be a relatively simple project to do all of the Judean desert material aside from Qumran and aside from the biblical material. So this is kind of the non-volume, as I think of it. It's non-Qumran, non-biblical. So it in large parts the documentary texts from the Judean desert, materials from the Bar Kokhba period. So the files that the Jewish families would have had with them as they ran for their lives from the Romans. And it's difficult material in part because it was scattered here, there, and everywhere in publications. The previous concordances were basically DJD. We were indexing DJD. This was spread in articles, some in DJD, but most in other places. So it took a bit to chase all that down. And then it is material that hasn't really been worked over as carefully, I think, as the biblical material and the sectarian material from non-biblical material from the Qumran find. I use the electronic concordance that it is available. The Qumran, the material, the non-biblical material from the 11 caves of Qumran. That material is available from a number of different Bible software companies, Concordance, Logos, BibleWorks, and of course all of these programs are now available on your pads or phones, so you can take the Qumran library with you, which that's an amazing thing. You know, we talk about what really is amazing about this. I think it's amazing that it's only been 25 years ago that we didn't have access to any of this or much of this data, and that which was available was scattered hither and yon, and then there were the 6 or 7 volumes of DJD that had been published at that point. And now anyone can have it. You can have it on your iPhone. If you're connected to the web, you can go on the IAA site and look at the photos. I mean, it really is a marvelous day for this material. But electronically, of course, you can do some pretty amazing kinds of searches that you can't do in book form. So if you're serious about the text and serious about research, you probably would want to look at the electronic data as well. I mean, the sky's the limit now as far as all the materials available. So, I mean, even having DJD was a marvelous thing, but having an indexed DJD and beyond allows access to that material that we've never had. So, looking for the quotations in the non-biblical material, the theological word book that is being put together by the German group is also. They were able to build on top of this, and any number of other projects. Emmanuel Tove's scribal research has benefited by having all of this material electronic. So anything where you need to look at the text globally benefits from this, and moving beyond that, the syntactical database will give us the opportunity then to ask questions about the language. How's the language evolved? What does this language look like in relation to biblical Hebrew? What does it look like in relation to Mishnaic Hebrew? Is it an artificial language? Perhaps we could get at some of that. Is it an anti-language, that is standing as a kind of a sectarian product against the rest of the Jewish Hebrew? Those are questions that we can ask. So all kinds of interesting projects now can take place.